President Vladimir Putin warned officials to brace for extraordinary scenarios in the coronavirus pandemic as Moscow tightened its lockdown measures and Russia reported its highest daily infection figures yet. Take a look.
Мы видим с вами, что обстановка меняется практически ежедневно и, к сожалению, не в лучшую сторону. Третье. Необходимо учитывать все сценарии развития ситуации, даже самые сложные и экстраординарные, с тем, чтобы гибко, оперативно корректировать стратегию и тактику наших действий.
In a video conference with officials on Monday, President Putin said the next weeks would be decisive for Russia's fight against the virus, as the situation is changing practically every day and unfortunately not for the better. He told officials that they need to consider all scenarios for how the situation will develop, even the most complex and extraordinary. Also in the video conference, he called for measures to end shortages of protective equipment for medics. He added that Russia would also bring in the defense ministry to help if necessary. Russia has sent military planes with specialists and equipment to countries including Italy, China, and the U.S., gestures that have prompted criticism from some Russians over using crucial resources for geopolitical aims. As part of tightening virus measures, Moscow authorities began on Monday issuing digital permits to reduce violations of the coronavirus lockdown, as Russia reported more than 2,500 new infections, its highest daily rise yet. Officials also said that more than 800,000 passes were issued to people planning to travel by car or public transport ahead of the system's formal launch on Wednesday. But they said that hackers targeted the mayor's office website and applicants complained on social media they were not able to get a pass despite multiple attempts. People will be assigned a special code consisting of a sequence of figures and letters, which can be printed out or received by email if people report where they are planning to go. Work passes will be valid until April 30, while passes obtained to go to a doctor or elsewhere can only be used once. Police patrols will be able to check the passes on the streets and could fine people for violations. Exempt are armed personnel, armed forces personnel, municipal officials, and journalists, among others. Under strict confinement rules in the Russian capital, Muscovites are only allowed to leave their homes, to walk their dogs, take out trash, and visit their nearest shop, though private car journeys have not been restricted up to now. Moscow has been under lockdown since March 30, but is now struggling to cope with the influx of new patients, and officials have said hospitals are approaching their limits. Russia on Monday reported 2,558 new infections, the biggest daily increase to date, bringing the total tally to 18,328 cases, 148 fatalities. The actual numbers are believed to be much higher, however, since many with mild symptoms are not being tested.